All right, you guys. Welcome, everybody. I'm so happy you guys could all get on tonight. We're going to be talking about some great tips for you all. Some ladies that are joining me that are just killing it in different areas, and then I'm going to share at the end. I have three amazing diamond leaders with me, and then you guys know me. I'm your presidential diamond leader. Well, one of them, Carol Ann, also, but she's not here. I think they're doing a French Zoom tonight. Anyways, I am excited because Cindy is going to share with us first about how she's just rocking at getting customers. And, Cindy, if you want to share just quickly a little bit about you, just your story quick, and then, let's chat about how you're signing up all these people. And Cindy's a diamond leader. She's in Illinois. And she's running for Double Diamond, and I'm so proud of her. She's had a lot going on in her life, like a lot of us has. No excuses. She works full time, and I'm just so excited for you to share, my dear. Go ahead.
Okay, hi everyone. I hope you guys are having a great evening. Okay, so my story, and I hope I don't cry. I've gotten better at it because it's been a few years, but I started as a product user with It Works because my husband passed away about 3.5 years ago, and we found out in February of 2015 that he had cancer, and 3 months later he was gone. So so there was that. And then my 50th birthday was a few months after that, and I saw pictures that people had taken of me at my 50th birthday, and oh my God, I was just floored. I was huge. And I mean, obviously, you're getting bigger because your clothes get bigger. And, I just didn't realize how bad I looked. And so my daughter had a friend who was selling It Works, and she thought we should try it. And we have tried every diet out there. I mean, just everything. So, so the products actually started working. And so I thought, well, why not become a distributor and get my products paid for? So I started doing that. And within a month, I hit the first bonus, a Ruby bonus of $500. And it's just gone great since then. I almost lost my house to foreclosure, and the It Works commissions and the It Works pay literally saved my house. Literally saved my house. Not only saved me physically, emotionally, but saved my house. So I'm a big fan, and I'm super excited, and I'm glad to be here tonight.
I'm so glad to have you, and Cindy's just always that happy type, and I'm just excited that you're going to share with us because I know you have that personality that everybody loves, and, you work your business in a way like, you're always consistent, which I love about you. And yeah, I'm happy for you to share. So how have you been signing up all these customers?
Okay, so I said this to Robin today. I just feel like I am being more purposeful. And when I say that, I've always, like you said, I've always been consistent. I've done the 3x3, or, I've done the liking of posts. I've been more purposeful in working with the algorithms because I think that makes a huge difference, obviously. So my first thing is follow advice from your uplines. Tiana said, and everybody says, do what they're doing to get where they are. So I started doing more of that. I mean, I always thought that I was doing enough, but you know what? When enough isn't working, you got to do more. So I started purposefully doing more. So instead of just liking on comments now, I use the emojis in the comments, or I say something in the comments, and that helps them to get over to my page, right? It puts me in their eyesight, and therefore they're going to see when I post things, and that's working really, really well. So I started doing that just really doing it about 3 weeks ago. And I feel like that's made a big difference. Another thing that Tanis told me, Tanis is going to get all the credit here because she's the one who's telling me what to do. So, but Tanis started telling me to use the story on Facebook. And when she first said it, Tanis, when you first said it, I thought you meant tell my story on Facebook.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, I'm doing that, but no, use the story on Facebook, the feature there. I mean, it's amazing. It's amazing.
And when you do it every single day, people are watching you.
Yeah, people are definitely watching you, and you can see them, who saw your story today, and you can see how many people are viewing. And I'm getting even a lot of people who are from the story going into my messenger, which is huge. I mean, that's the whole point of it, but I didn't realize that. I thought it was, well, I don't even know what I thought it was, but anyway, it's amazing. So that's the second thing that I started doing more of. And then, okay, so obviously I'm making sure I'm doing my my consecutive posts. I do 2 product posts a day and then 1 opportunity post a day. Now, I feel like the difference for me might be I really have had good results with the weight loss products. I used to be over 300 pounds. I was a size 26, and now I'm a size 16. So I have had good results with the weight loss products, so it's easy for me to use. Being a product of the product, right? Sometimes it's hard to see confianza in effect, you know? Sometimes it's hard to see the new you in effect. It's hard to see relief in effect in photos. So I have the weight loss on my side in that respect. The weight loss, the collagen, the keto coffee, all of those things are what I really post a lot about, and they're really making a big difference. So I do that. And in all of my posts, as many as possible, I try to use photos of me. Not that I think I'm all it or anything, but you know, you gotta, it's always said, Robin says it all the time, people are buying into you, not necessarily in products. They see what they're doing for you and how happy they make you, and how much you're enjoying them, that they want to try those. So I've been doing a lot of that lately. And like I said, I've been doing the keto, the collagen, and the weight loss, and it's just really gone gangbusters. Today I did a post about my triple threat, and I showed a picture from my 50th birthday party, the one that made me go, what the hell, and changed my life, to just a few months ago. And I've gotten probably 15 people that I'm having conversations with. 3 of them have already ordered. 3 of them have already ordered. One was already a loyal customer, and she was just getting the greens. And then today she added on the Thermophyte and the Fat Fighters. So she's doing the triple threat. And then I've had 2 more that started. So that post has gotten me a lot of activity, and it's huge. So, and then I'm talking to like another 3 more that are still messaging me tonight about that post. So that's another thing. Leave those posts up there. I mean, you don't want to clog up your page with a bunch of posts that send them off in different directions. I left that post up there from this morning until right before I got off work, and people are still seeing it. So that's a big deal. You don't want to get in there and put in too many posts. So stay active with that. And then let's see, what else did I've been
you're really bold when you talk to people, right? Like you're bold with me, so I know you're bold with them, right? It's a good quality. You know what it is?
What it is? You feel them out.
Ask people, you guys. You have to ask people for the sale. Like you have to. Like you can't. It's okay. Sometimes people just aren't ready, right? But you know they're liking and commenting and coming to you for a reason. So it's our job to, you know. So what do you normally say to someone if they connect with you or you're reaching out to someone? What, you keep it pretty short and sweet, or what do you normally say?
I do. I definitely keep it short and sweet. And then I also always end with a question. If at all possible, always end with a question, or what are your thoughts kind of thing, or how does that sound? But I also have been doing a lot of, let's get you started. And they usually say, yeah, let's, you know? Yeah, they do. And if they say, I'm not ready, or let me think about it, I always send them to my website to review the products. I offer to send them product information if they have questions about that. And then what I've also been doing that I wasn't doing before, and I'll admit this 100%, was I wasn't really keeping track of who I was talking to that might be interested in the future. I mean, I kind of was in my head, but I wasn't on paper. And that's what I started doing also. And I put alerts in my phone. If somebody says next Thursday, I put it in my phone so that my phone says, hey, Cindy, contact Deanna next Thursday. And I put in there what it's about too, so I don't forget what we talked about. And they like that. People like that you remember their conversation with you, you know? I mean, you can always go back and look in your messenger, but that takes time. And, you know, and you've got all these other ones and you got to find them. And so I've been doing a lot of writing things down, keeping track of everybody, and going back to them on the day that they told me to come back to them on. And that makes a huge difference, because if they tell you to come back on a Wednesday and you're thinking Friday is payday for everybody, Wednesday is my payday. So if somebody says, come, you know, talk to me on Wednesday, talk to them on Wednesday. Don't wait till that Friday follow up. So I've been doing a lot more of that. And then,
That's
and
good
then
that you're
also,
so intentional. You're so intentional about it, right? Because you've signed a lot of LCs, like in the past 2 weeks. Like, I know we talked about it. I see it in the back office, and like, it's because you're intentional, right? Like, if you just wait around for customers and distributors to come to you, you're going to be waiting around. But when you're actually taking action on it, you're going to sign those people up all the time.
Yeah. And yeah, you can't wait for them to come to you. I mean, because they're not going to. I mean, they're not just going to voluntarily give you, you know, their money. You have to reach out to them. So anybody who comments on my post, I definitely start a conversation with them. I definitely start a conversation if they comment on any of my posts, whether it be inspirational ones, which I do all the time, and people love them. Those are always being shared. And if anybody shares my inspirational post, I go over to their page and put a comment on there. So that again gets them, you know, the algorithms and gets you seeing them, and then their friends are seeing you, and that's a big thing. That's another thing. I started adding friends of friends. So my list when I first started with It Works was like 700 and something, my friends list, and now it's been at 5,000 at least 3 times, and I have to go in there and spend a couple hours getting rid of people I haven't heard from in a couple years.
Yeah.
And then it goes up again, and that's what you do. That's what you do. You have to keep building your audience.
You have to grow your network, yeah.
The larger your audience, the more chance you are to meet new people and to make more sales.
That's awesome. Thanks so much, Cindy. Elizabeth's asking how many times you pursue them before you give up.
I don't really give up. I don't hound them, but I stay in their vision, I think.
Yeah.
As far as how many times do I reach out to them, I probably do it if they're like, yeah, you know, it's probably not for me, or yeah, I just don't have the money. Then I'll wait 2 weeks the first time, a couple of weeks, and then that's why I have my list, so I remember now. And I'll wait a couple of weeks, and then maybe a week later, and then, you know, I've had people that you can tell when they're annoyed because they don't look at your posts anymore. I think they block you or whatever. And I don't have a lot of that, but there are some that you're like, well, how come they were seeing all my posts before or all my messages before, and now all of a sudden they're not, right? Well, and that's fine. That just means that they're not the ones for me, right? Tana just said the other day, don't chase anyone. You know, they're not going to be leaders for you if you have to chase them. So yeah, that's just kind of what I've been doing. I've just, in my words, I've been being more purposeful.
That's awesome. Thank you so much, Cindy. It's so important, you guys, to keep track of people. I am not the most organized person in the world, but I try every day, and I always keep track of my potentials, my customers, my distributors. I'm always making sure I'm doing my work every single day. And you know what? Following up, the fortune's in the follow-up. So that's awesome. Thank you so much, Cindy. I appreciate that.
You're welcome.
Hi, Robin. Let me unmute you. So Robin and I met in a 5:30 a.m. yoga class many moons ago, and she was actually one of my very first customers. And so she joined, and she's running. And I have to say, Robin, I'm really proud of you. You've really stepped up, and I know what you have big goals, and you know what you want, and you're working hard with your team, and your team's on fire, and I'm excited for you. So can you share quickly a little bit about your story, and then go into personal development and belief and vision?
Okay, yeah. So like Tana said, we met in a 5:30 a.m. hot yoga class, which I can't even hardly get up at that time anymore because I've been doing the power hours at 6. But yeah, and that was probably, I don't know, maybe like almost 10 years ago, I think. It was like 2009. And so we just kept in contact on Facebook, and I actually had been a distributor back in 2012, and I just got a kit just because I had a class reunion coming up. I wanted to try the reps. So I didn't do anything. The person that signed me up never contacted me. And I wasn't really interested in the business at that time anyway. And then fast forward to when, you know, Tana started, and I think you messaged me about it, and I was like, oh yeah, I know what that is. You know, I actually was a distributor before, and then I think there was a BOGO sale going on. So I wanted the reps. I signed up, and at that time they had where you could share you know, like you could share a link, and if you got customers from that, like referrals, then you get like free wraps or something. So I think I had like my daughter like signed up, and then I had another friend sign up, and you're like, Robin, these can be your customers. And I'm like, yeah, I'm just not really interested. And I'm not, you know, like not looking for anything right now, but I really should have been looking. And what happened was at that time, like right after that, I think you promoted to Diamond. And that's when I was like, okay, I really need to rethink this, because we were like on the verge of bankruptcy then. My husband and I both had our own businesses years before. I was a kitchen designer. He was a home builder. And when the housing crisis hit, basically we were broke because we had no other source of income. I ended up getting a job doing insurance audits to supplement our income, but he was off for about a year, and we were living off of credit cards, and it was bad. And we were still paying on credit cards, and we also owed the IRS for back payroll taxes on his guys when he had employees. So we just had a lot of bills, and you know, we were going to be losing our house if we couldn't get things figured out. Well, we built our house, and you know, like we designed our house, we built our house. I didn't want to lose our house. So we went in to see about bankruptcy just so we could save our house. And the payment plan that they came up with was going to be impossible for us to even, you know, do that. So that's when I really took a look at it, and I'm like, I need to do this, because we've got, you know, we can't file bankruptcy. They're not going to, like, you know, wipe these bills out, which they wouldn't anyway. But it was just a payment plan we could not afford. So I had to do something fast. So I jumped in, and I think I went Diamond that first year. And I had some, you know, like really great team. And one of my, you know, good leaders at the time, I think she ended up leaving, I don't know, a year and a half ago. And that kind of affected me, just because I thought, you know, like what's happening? Like, why is this falling apart? You know, and I think at some point I got complacent, and I wasn't, you know, like pushing as hard as I was. And I think that affects everybody. And so last month at Green Carpet, like I had like a light bulb moment. Denise said that mindset is 80% of this business, which I do, but not really knowing. Oh my God, like my dog's just dying back here.
Robin has like a farm at her house. I went to go visit her. She's got animals everywhere.
So, but anyway, I just like, yeah, saying mindset is everything is, you know, like one thing, but it's just like, okay, what does that mean? You know? And so I really started diving into self-development, which, I mean, I had, you know, like done self-development, but I really feel like it wasn't on a consistent basis.
Yeah.
And with this business, you know, like, and it's, again, things that I've known, but that I did not put into place. And so I just kind of like just in the last few weeks, I've just like telling my team, you know, you guys, like mindset is everything. You need to watch The Secret. You need to, you know, listen to Earl Nightingale's audio. Like, you know, it's like, I've got these books downloaded on Audible for you. It's very important. Like, it's not just like, okay, yeah, I'll read a book. You know, it's not just that. It's like a visualization. It's like, you have to put that belief in yourself, or it's not going to happen. You know, it's like, you can sit there and you can do everything you want, but if in the back of your mind, you don't believe you're going to get there, you're not going to.
Mm-hmm.
So that was like, that's one thing that I've really been like, I mean, it's so important. And even in the power hours, sometimes I just say like, okay, 15 minutes, guys, go listen to something on YouTube, something inspirational, something motivational. You know, like I'm always reading a book, or I'm listening to something on my Audible. Like right now, like Tyler Perry, this is one that I've been reading. Another thing that is so important is journaling and writing down your goals. And like if you watch The Secret, it's manifesting what you want. And I think that is something that I don't think I probably, I guess, pushed really hard with my team, and like, I know Cindy was one of them, and I was like, girl, you need, this is what you need to do. Like, we really need to focus on, personal development. It's just because when you're having a bad day, that's what's going to bring you out of it. And if you like, I was mean.
Hey, I'm mean sometimes too. It's all out of love.
Yeah, I said it's gonna be a lot of tough love, but it's like it's like that's the thing. It's like it's something that just has to be done. And today, on the show, Mark Wahlberg was on there, and I was like listening to the interview, and he gets up like at 2:30 in the morning, like so crazy, and he like, he has like his whole,
Mark Wahlberg.
Yeah, Mark Wahlberg.
Okay. I love Mark Wahlberg. Okay, I'm listening.
So, I mean, basically, it's like successful people have, like, they have a plan in place. They have a routine every day.
Yeah.
And, it's like he said, like, because they're asking, well, what do you do at 2:30 in the morning? Well, I mean, he works out like, 6 times a day or whatever. So obviously he's, an hour's workout, but he's like, that's my prayer time. That's, that's the time to myself. That's when I'm reading. That's, and basically it's personal development. So Darren's yelling at me because I'm loud.
Hi, Darren.
So,
hi, Darren.
Yeah, he's crabby. So that's kind of my thing. It's like, now it's like journaling, which I was doing anyway. Like I have like, I do have journals, and I do write down, like there's, like my gratitude journal, like you have to, write down what you're thankful for every day, and, where you're at, where you're going, like where you see yourself. I think one thing that I did post, and this was from Denise's, her new daily journal, that she had said to write a letter to yourself about where you are in 5 years. And I thought that was really powerful, because the thing is, if, and I had done that before, saying where are you going to be in 5 years with It Works, and where you would be 5 years without It Works. So that's a really powerful one, I think, to do. But yeah, I mean, that's really what I'm focusing. And, like, I think Chelsea said the other day too, like praying over your business. Jade Hooper is a big one too, that says she prays over her business every day. And that's another thing I've started. And I don't think it's so much, like, it doesn't matter what religion you are, but it's like, it's that law of attraction. It's like what you put out there, you're going to get back, you're going to bring back. So just,
that's awesome, Robin. And I've seen such a huge change in you, and your team's following suit, right? So, and I like that you said, that you get complacent, because we've all been there, right? Or we've gone through times in our business and our life, and I totally understand that. But I just love when you message me and you're like, Tanis, I'm doing this. I'm going double diamond. I'm going triple. I'm leaving my job. And I wholeheartedly have always believed in you and your team. And you have some amazing women who have just joined your team, and they're like on fire. And I'm just so excited for the ones who are already on the team too. But it's so true. You have to believe you can do it. You have to write down your goals. Like when I went to my first conference, a month into my business, I knew I could be a top earner. I knew I was going to go diamond in a few months. I knew I could do it. And that's, like you said, 80% of it. If you don't believe in it, no one else is going to believe in it either. And that goes for your team too, right? Because if you don't believe you can go double, triple, leave your job, your team's not going to follow suit either, right? So always try and lead from the front, right? So thank you so much for sharing that, and those 6 a.m. power hours. I promised I'd get on them. Oh,
nobody got on
today. You were on the other day. I heard there's quite a few people on you in the morning. That's awesome. I have to get better. I have to
I
get
was by
better.
myself today, but it was okay. It was okay.
By yourself? Oh.
Yeah, nobody helped
I'm
me.
gonna get on. It's a little early for me. And I know you mentioned Chelsea. Chelsea's actually she couldn't be on tonight. She had messaged me apologizing. She has some stuff going on. So everything's fine. But thank you so much for sharing. I appreciate it, and I appreciate you. And I'm excited to hear from Nahani now. Now Nahani is also an amazing woman who works full time, has kids, and she's another one who's, going to quit her job and do this full time. And she's running towards double, triple, and all those top ranks. And I'm excited to hear a little bit about your story. I mean, I already know you and everything, but a little bit about what you want to share about you. And then I know you're going to talk a little bit about charting and if I can help with anything, and then I'll talk at the end.
Perfect. Thanks so much for having me. I'm so excited to see everyone that's on here. And as soon as Tanis threw up the contest, I started claiming that someone on our team was going to win. So I'm just throwing it out there to the universe that someone on our team is going to win the chocolate greens or the collagen. So I'm excited for that. A little bit about my story. Gosh, I work in high school administration. I've had the same incredibly boring job for 19 years. But it's been a really good job. When my kids were little, it was awesome because I got this time off that my kids had, the Christmas break, summer holidays. So it was a great job when they were little. But as they got older, I realized how bored I was there and how just I had more a month than I had money. And as kids got older and played a ton of sports and now they're in university, life is expensive. So I was looking for something I could do on the side. I had really awful skin at the time, and this girl was posting on Facebook about how she could fix my skin, and I thought she was crazy, but I tried her products just to prove her wrong because I knew they wouldn't work. And within like 6 to 8 weeks, I saw more of a difference from our plant-based products than I did from 12 years of pharmaceuticals. So that's all I needed to hear. I jumped right in. I started super quick. I came out of the gate really strong. And then I kind of took a little bit of a backseat for a little while, just kind of did it part-time. But I realized that the opportunity with this business is absolutely too good to pass up. So I am going full steam ahead. And I have the most amazing team. They are absolutely fabulous. I try to connect with as many of them as possible each and every day. I love charting. I know not everybody does, but I love charting. And I think some of the girls on the team, I'm going to say girls because it's just girls on the team right now until guys come. So I think maybe some of the girls are like, oh my gosh, Nahani's texting me my chart again. Some people totally appreciate it, and some people are like, I don't even know what this means. So I want to explain a little bit about what the charts are. So I have charts. Oh, that was my dog. Sorry, she got scared.
And I love that you do that. Like, I love that you do that with your team so that they know how to promote. And you have people promoting on your team because, they know what they need, where they need to go, right? So you have a game plan set for them, right? So
I do. That. And I literally started executive, and I always assume that people know nothing, and it's not to slight anyone at all. Yeah. I just always think like maybe someone explained something to them and maybe it was a way that they didn't understand. So I'm just going to start with the basics and I'm going to go from there. So I literally have charts printed out. I have laminated ones too, so I can be more environmentally friendly, but I'm going to show you the paper ones right now. So literally this is, I should have done, here, can you see that? So this is the executive chart. Right, so you are the green circle, and then underneath there's 2 little boxes that say 400 BV. BV just stands for bonus volume. So it's like your customers' orders, your personal auto ship, those types of things, right? So I'm going to use Tanis as the example because she's the little rock star of the evening. So Tanis is in the section where it's you. Yay. And then Tanis signed up Cindy, and she signed up Robin.
Yay!
And Cindy and Robin were getting their first few loyal customers, and Tanis was helping them get their loyal customers. They were doing online events. They were doing a number of different things, maybe even vendor events or in-home parties or whatever the case may be. But each of them signed up loyal customers. Now the number on the side is like the point value, the BV that's associated with the different things. See at the bottom where it says 429? You want to get to at least 400 BV. And when you're boxed, when you have 400 or more, that's when that spot is kind of like filled for the month. And when Tanis helps Cindy and Robin each get at least 400 BV, Tanis becomes executive. Okay, does that make sense to everybody so far? Okay, well, Tanis doesn't stop there because she wants to double promote this month. So we get out her little Ruby chart. So she's got Cindy, Robin, and now she's also signed Joanna. And Cindy's just a little rock star. Cindy finds me and she's like, Nehani, you should do this, because she's so great at follow-up, because she wrote down in her book that I wanted to be contacted on a Wednesday, and she contacted me on a Wednesday, so she signed me up. Denise wanted to be contacted on Friday because that's when Denise got paid, and Cindy was like, girl, you should just do this with me, and Cindy was like, heck yeah, I should. And so because all of this happened and everybody worked together to get to 400 BV for each of the spots, Tanis earns an average income of almost $600 a month, and she got a $1,000 Ruby bonus, all for Christmas. Okay, so normally I like to show people executive in Ruby because that is so doable, like so doable. Yeah. And I did a in-home party for someone. It was like a girls' launch party. We did it in her house. She'd been in the business like less than a week. She was super excited. She's like, oh my gosh, I'm going to have a party on Sunday. I'm going to invite all my friends. Can you come help me? I went back and helped her with her party. She went Ruby at that party. Like, it was crazy. It was a really fun party. So I want to show you the next chart that is Emerald. And I don't normally show this chart to people right off the beginning because I never want people to get overwhelmed. I don't want people to think like this is too many boxes. When you break it all down, this whole business is just rubies. If you can build rubies and then get to Ruby and then help your team build rubies, you can get all the way to ambassador, because ambassador is 54 rubies. Like 54 rubies, you can totally do it, and you don't have to do it on your own. Okay, so this is Tanis's little emerald chart. So Cindy's just this little rock star, and she keeps signing people. She signed Leanne, and then I found a couple friends. I found Stephanie and Jackie, and then Cindy and Tanis were helping us do what we needed to do. Robin went Ruby. She signed Jessica and Andrea and Stephanie, and Jessica signed Nicole and Karina. And then Joanna and Cara, they're still working their 400 spots. So if you look at this emerald chart, I want you to look and notice that it really is just 2 rubies, right? Mm-hmm. Like, it really is just 2 rubies. And that's kind of the foundation. That's like the building bricks of this business. Just get to Ruby, teach Ruby, build rubies, and go. Does anyone have any? Sorry,
that's amazing. And one thing I'll add in there, I had a couple of girls on my team. I will always say, like, when I joined you guys, I didn't have an upline. I didn't know what I was supposed to do. But the thing is, oh, hey, Steph. She's sent me a private message. Different stuff. There's so many Stephs. You know, when people message me and they can't figure out how to chart, and then when they actually like learn how to chart, we had a girl who literally went triple diamond really quick because she figured it out, right? You guys, when you realize how to chart, it's not that hard at all. But I think a lot of people just kind of wait and see every month what happens. But the thing is, with this business, you guys, like Nehani said, you need to have a roadmap. Your team needs to know, like, you know, every single month I have people coming to me and they're like, oh, I don't know how to chart. Oh, I don't know how to chart. And I'm like, okay, well, learn, right? It's all about learning. And then when your team figures out how to do it, you know, like Nehani said, break it down, right? You know, if I told my whole team, okay, you all need to go double and triple right now, right? Like, you know, like you break it down for people in the team. There's executives, there's rubies, there's emeralds, there's diamonds. And all those together, you know, make up those bigger ranks too, right? So I love that you said that.
I think one of the things that's really been helping our team too is because I always have everybody's charts out at least once a week. I'm like sending them their updated charts because I want them to get familiarized with what the chart looks like, how you add up the numbers, because the more I keep showing it to them, the more familiar they're going to get with it. And then what we're teaching on our team is just going to duplicate, right? Because when they bring people in, they're going to keep teaching those same things too. And that's the great thing about this system that we have is we have all the tools to be successful and everything is duplicatable. As long as we just stick to the steps that corporate provides us and we don't try to think too far outside the box, we don't try and reinvent the wheel, because at the end of the day, we get paid to do two things: bring in loyal customers and bring in distributors. And when we know, okay, I'm bringing in a loyal customer, it's the best thing, and Tanis is so great at teaching this, it is the best thing to move your loyal customers to your distributors. Because if you're signing all these loyal customers and you're just keeping them for yourself, you're not really going to be helping your team fill their 400 spots or be able to promote. And I know we had lots and lots of promotions on the team this last month, and it was because we were helping each other and we were moving customers around, and it really is the best way to do it, in our opinion.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And you know what? I'm going to share a little bit more on that, but I really want to thank you for going all over that, because I think a lot of times, we talked about this early, that people overcomplicate things, but you guys, people can promote to executive, ruby, emerald, diamond on your team, but they just need to know what they're supposed to do. Right. So thank you and it's simple. It's simple when you break it all down, and if you guys have questions or you're not sure what to do, I honestly think that a lot of people don't promote. The people who don't promote is just because they haven't learned and like what to do, right? We know we're supposed to bring in customers, distributors, post on Facebook, do online parties, do those things. But, as a leader, you want to, if you don't know how to chart and if you don't know how to promote, your team isn't necessarily going to learn either, right? So I know for me, I had no idea. Like when I first joined, I literally had all these distributors and customers joining, and I didn't have an upline, right? And I didn't really figure out what I was doing, and I was I was signing people up, and I didn't know about moving people or any of that. But then I think by the middle of the second month, I learned, and I was like, what the heck? Why haven't I been moving these people? But I just didn't know. I didn't have a team page. I didn't know what I was supposed to be doing. And then I started getting on videos. Who on the team was saying that she gets on so many YouTube videos? There's a few girls, newbies too. And we have all this stuff on the team page. We have charting videos. We have stuff from Denise, and we have all these different things. So everything is there. We have all the resources. We have all these different things for everyone, but it's just up to us whether we want to, push with it, right? So thank you so much, Nahani, for going over that. I really appreciate that. Thank you so much. I wanted to go over, I wanted to go over a little bit about being disciplined, being consistent, plugging in, and making a decision about promoting and, wanting a higher income. So I will say right now with this business, it's a decision. Most of us joined, a little bit about me. You guys know I joined this business because I was lost. I was depressed. I was, just miserable. I was, we were living paycheck to paycheck. We had a lot of debt. My husband and I were fighting lots. Our marriage was going down the drain just because our finances, it really sucked, right? So, I was sick of feeling that way and, working for someone else, never getting ahead. And you guys, it sucked. I watched someone for a year on social media, and I just kept watching her. I didn't comment, or message her ever. So I want you guys to know right now that if people are not liking, commenting, or messaging, it's okay. People are watching you, but you need to give them something to watch. I talk about the opportunity and my why and the business every single day. And guess what? I sign up distributors every single month. So if you are not working on social media, that's totally fine. I was chatting with one of the girls last night, and she doesn't really do social media. And I said, that's fine. But if you're not doing social media, you need to have a packed calendar of parties, one-on-ones, get-togethers, right? So, you know, every single person can sign up distributors and customers, right? Every single person. It's just, you have to be, you can't just put up a post on Facebook and wait for people to come to you. And I think a lot of people do that sometimes. I mean, I do that sometimes. I get lazy sometimes. I'm not going to lie, but I think the biggest thing is, you guys, you need to be intentional. Like, if you're not where you want to be, I'm telling you right now, your business can change drastically in a month, but you have to be intentional. So, you know, making that decision. So when I joined you guys, I had to start making money. Right? So I, you know, after I got through my first, you know, month and a half or so, you know, like I was saying, you guys, I shared my income on the team page, and I really didn't know what I was doing until a few months in. So, and I'm still learning. We're all still learning. So my first paycheck was like $31. My second paycheck was like $600 something. My third paycheck was like $800. My fourth paycheck, I think, was like $3,000. And then, you guys, it just kept going up, right? So, you know, eight or 9 months in, I was a six-figure earner. And then, you know, then after that, it doubled. And then 3 months after that, it doubled. Like, this business will change your life if you are intentional and you treat it seriously. If you treat it like a hobby, I will tell you right now, you're not going to make you'll make little fun money, and that's totally fine. But I know a lot of people are joining this because they need to make an income. I know a lot of people are like me, right? And you guys know me, I share my income to share with you that it's possible, not to ever, you know, brag, because that is not me. But I share it with you because maybe you don't really need it, but maybe people on your team really need it, right? Like, I will always fight for my team. And I know there's a lot of girls and guys who really struggle and they need this business. But unless they're showing up, I'm honest with people. Like, even when I sign up distributors, I say, listen, this business can change your life, but you have to work it, right? So, you know, being consistent. Okay, so if you are on social media, or if you're doing parties or one-on-ones, like, you know, you just have to learn what you're supposed to be doing. Like, I like what Cindy said about the stories. And I do them every single day. And one thing that Leanne and I were talking about the other day, I met up with Leanne on Sunday, and she's like, Tanis, like, I'm not doing anything special. I'm just doing everything you told me to do. You guys, she promoted to Ruby in 1 month. Her husband, executive, in 1 month. Like, her paycheck, she made $1,000 in 1 month, right? Like, anyone can, and she's watched me for years. And what she's doing is she's taking advice from people who are successful. Like, when I joined, I was taking advice from my up leaders. You know, you don't have to do that. But to me, I'm like, why wouldn't I take advice from those who are successful? I want to get diamond, double, triple presidential ambassador. So, you know, plugging into Zooms. You know, you do not have to get on Zooms. No, you do not have to get on parties. No, you don't have to get on power hours. But the biggest thing that I will stop doing right now is I'm going to stop replying to people who don't get on Zooms or parties or power hours, because you know what? One thing that Nahani posted on the team page in the chats yesterday is, are you an A or a B or a C person in this business and in life? Because how you do one thing is how you do everything, honestly, in my opinion. Those people who get things done and are busy, I know women on this team, you guys, who have 2 or 3 kids, work full time, have the craziest lives, and they're triple diamonds. You know, no, once they get to past double diamond, a lot of them quit their jobs. So I'll take that back. A lot of those women have changed, you know. So when I hear people tell me that they're so busy, I understand, but this isn't a job, it's a business, right? So, you know, if you're going to come into in the first month and expect to make, you know, thousands of dollars in your first month, you guys know how many people I have who join, and then after a week, they're like, oh, nobody's interested. Or after a month, oh, my friends aren't buying from me. You guys, like, people need to see that you're serious. If you are consistent and you are serious and you are showing that and you are, you know, walking the walk, people are going to join you. People are going to buy products from you. People aren't going to buy from you or join your team if you're not putting it out there, if you're not serious about what you're doing. Like, you see people all the time, you guys, selling stuff on social media or doing things, but I don't take people seriously or support them in their business unless I see that they're very inspiring and they're very motivated and they need the income and they're working hard. You know, there's this girl I buy makeup from, you guys, and I don't even like makeup. I buy this unique stuff, and like, I just buy stuff from her because she's she's a mom I met in Ottawa, like online, and she's an older lady. Like, she's not old, but she's like quite older. And, she has a son who's, I think, in his 20s, and he's very handicapped, and she works full time, and she's hustling with this makeup online. She's doing videos, and she buys stuff from me. So heck yeah, I'm going to buy stuff from her. And I buy stuff from her every single month, and I don't even use the stuff, right? But she's buying greens from me every month, and she buys stuff from me. So, and yeah, busy people get stuff done. That's what it is, right? So it's about making, being disciplined, making it a priority, because you're not always going to be motivated. Today I had a really upsetting evening last night. My dad's been very sick, and I will tell you right now that life is always going to happen. So whether you're going through something, or I know the past year and a half, 2 years, I've been going through stuff, right? But the thing is that everyone's always going through stuff. No one's life is ever perfect. I think sometimes people look at like these top leaders and yeah, we make good income, but we're still people, right? So everyone's always going through stuff. So don't put your business on the back burner. Always remember your why. I always tell people, if you're having a bad day, or, maybe you had a bad week, maybe you had a bad month, who cares? Get over it, right? But when you remember your why, if your why makes you cry, whether it's your kids, your future children, your income, maybe you hate your job, maybe you have tons of debts. Like mine was all those things, right? So my why is my daughter and my future child, right? And like and my family, like I want to help my parents. I want to be there. I've been, my parents aren't, I want to help them with things, right? Like they struggled with some stuff in their business, and my dad being sick, and my mom was sick the year before. And all that they did for me growing up, I want to be there for them, right? So we do this business because honestly, the freedom of time is everything. I retired my husband this afternoon. We ran errands. We went to a movie. I just had to like unwind, and it was a Thursday afternoon, 2:00 during a movie. And like, I just turned off my phone. Right. And then I got out and I got a bonus today. I got a raise. And like, I'll tell you right now, you guys, if you put your heart into this business, maybe you want to make 2,000 a month, 5,000, 10,000, but you have to make it a priority. If you say you're going to promote, like, honestly, don't keep waiting every month. Like, your team is going to keep waiting too, right? So if you are leading from the front and you're like, okay, team, I'm going diamond this month. Like, let's do it. I know Honey's been telling her team, like, guys, like, look at all your promotions. You can all happen this month. And I honestly believe that they will. Robin, I know, does that too. Cindy, like, but your team needs to have a clear vision of what your goals are. Like, you guys know my goal is ambassador and then Black Diamond. And I work hard for my team. I want you guys to promote, but it's also for me too, right? So you cannot get to big bonuses and big, life change. I mean, yeah, you can get to certain ranks on your own, but to get to really high incomes and, levels, you have to really work it as a team. Like, you have to, because you can't do this on your own. So I'll say this over and over again. Make sure that you're being inspired. What made you want to join the person you join with? That's another thing. I follow a lot of top leaders, and I went and saw Tony Robbins last year and Gary Vaynerchuk. And, I'm inspired by people who do big things in their life, because I want, like, it's not about the like flashy things and money and stuff, but people who are so, maybe they're struggling in life. If you guys don't know about Tony Robbins, when he was a child, like, his father left him and his mother like abused him physically, mentally. And like, look at Tony Robbins, right? So like, if you're struggling and suffering with things, because I know I've been there, I go through things too. I'm an open book about the things I've struggled with. But the biggest thing is that you need to have a why when you're doing this. If you're just diddling around, it doesn't really matter to you, that's fine, but you're not going to really make a lot of money, right? Like, don't join and just do nothing and don't expect it to just happen, right? Yeah, Robin, I told my team can't is now a 4-letter word. Exactly. If you come in and you're worried about what people think or people say things, you need to be confident in your product and your business. There are going to be nasty people. There are going to be people that say things. There are going to be people who maybe put you down and say things. And honestly, you have to prove people wrong. Don't worry what, Sally's doing or Joey's doing. Like, this is your business. This is your life, and it will change your life. I make in 1 month that used to take me over a year at my old job, working for someone else while he was off on trips and buying new cars. And I thought, like, what the hell am I doing, right? So this business is a decision. You have to make it a priority. You have to be consistent. You have to show up. The more you grow as a person and as a leader, the more money you're going to make. That it's honestly that. It really is. If you get stuck in this, oh, poor me, oh, I can't do it, oh, this, oh, I can't, oh, that's so hard, I can't, all this stuff, and every month, you have to show up to go up, really. And I understand you don't have to get on everything. I know we used to do 2 parties. I know a lot of you guys are doing parties and Zooms and power hours with your teams, but show up for your future. Maybe you don't have kids yet. Maybe you do have kids. Maybe you don't want kids, whatever. But where do you see yourself in 5 years? Like, do you want to make an extra $100,000 a year? Or maybe you like your job, but imagine what an extra $100,000 a year could do. Maybe you want to quit your job. I know a lot of girls on the team who joined, they liked their job, and then they saw their income and having the freedom of time, and then they had kids, and then they were able to quit their job, right? And they didn't even think about it. So, you are worthy of so much. You have to believe in yourself. You have to have the vision. And I swear, when you have that, your team will have that too, right? And I don't want you guys ever looking at me or Chelsea or Carol Ann or any of these top leaders on the team and thinking that, we have it all put together, because we don't. We just really want it, and we're hungry. Like, I had an $8,000 raise this month, okay? Like, I was sick when I looked at my paycheck today. You guys, last night I was so upset, about stuff going on with my dad. I was going to get on a plane today and just get on a plane. And I could do that because of my business and my job and what I do. So, don't be jealous of any of us or where we've been. I will tell you right now, we worked really hard to get here. And if you had a bad month, I know a lot of girls at the end of the month, last month, were upset. They didn't get there. But honestly, anyone can promote this month. Anyone. But if you didn't promote, it's just because you're not working hard enough. That's all it is. Because your team will show up if you're showing up. I know for me, I'm prioritizing my time better. I'm not spending my time certainly on people who aren't showing up for themselves or for me, right? Because you guys, we have so many people on the team now. It's hard when you wake up and you have 60 messages, plus you're trying to sign up distributors and customers. And you guys know I will never tell you to do something that I'm not doing myself. I do host a post. I post on social media. I do my stories. I'm always signing up distributors and customers. I get on Zooms and parties, and I do those things not because I have to, but because I want you guys to know that I am always going to show up for you, because I want you guys to get what you want. I want you guys to have big goals and, and to have big paychecks or whatever your goal is. Maybe it's the freedom of time. Maybe you want to leave your job because you hate it, whatever it is. But I will always show up for you. So if people don't show up for me, I'm not going to answer their messages anymore, because I just don't have time. I have a lot of women who are fighting and working so hard for this business, and they deserve my time and my energy. Some people message me every single day. We work together. Some people don't even reply to my messages. So really decide what you want. Prioritize your time. I want you guys to know I didn't have a leader. I figured it out on my own. I didn't have a team page. We have the team page, group, sneak peek page, Diamonds Baby page. We have chats, groups. You guys, I want you guys to know right now that a lot of teams don't even have that. So, it's very, yeah, and that's normal, Catherine. Like, a lot of people don't feel 100%, but it's doing things when you don't want to that will get you to where you want to. Like, some days you might not feel like getting on a Zoom or getting on a party or, but then at the end of the month, you're upset that, I'm not talking about you, I'm just talking in general, right? But you can't, it's a business, right? Like, if you didn't show up to work for 3 weeks, you wouldn't get paid. So it's the same thing in the business, right? If you're showing up and you are working hard, you are going to make a good paycheck. You are going to start making money. Like all the girls messaging me today telling me about their prelims. And if you're not there yet, that's okay. But if you're working hard to get where you want to go, it's going to happen. See, if you don't know, like, that's okay. That's good that you're saying that. If you don't know where you're going, you know, but now you know where you're going. I'm even talking to people when I'm at work. Okay, that's good, Rebecca. Does anyone have any questions? That's kind of a little bit about what I wanted to go over. I wanted to keep it to about an hour. Someone just sent me a funny text message. Sorry. Does anyone have any questions about what I was talking about? Like, you have to be consistent. So if social media isn't your thing, that's fine. But do parties, do one-on-ones. You know, honestly, you guys, run your auto ship. That's another huge thing I will say. When I joined, I could not afford it. I really couldn't. But I will tell you right now, because I ran an auto ship and because I, you know, had money for samples and did all that stuff, it forced me to work. Because I will tell you right now, a lot of people, if they don't buy products or they're not running their auto ship and they're not paying for their business, it's kind of like getting a free gym membership. If you get a free gym membership, you don't have to go. But if you're paying for it, you have that accountability. You have to show up. You're paying for it every month. So you got to get your butt there, right? So, you know, like you got to be hungry with this business. None of us are born knowing what to do as business owners. So if you've been in the business for a month or two, like, don't worry about it. Like there's some of us who've been in this for years and we're still figuring things out, right? So you always have to reinvent yourself. If something's not working, stop doing it. That's one thing I say over and over again. Stop doing things that aren't working for you, okay? I ask people to join my team. I just straight up ask people. I usually have at least 5 to 10 distributors that join a month. You guys, those fast start bonuses are huge. They're huge. You know, that's $100 US per person. Plus once you get to diamond and up and you start getting cab bonuses and all these bonuses on top of that, you guys, it's huge. But you have to make it a priority. It's your business. It's your life. It's your future. And if you're just kind of diddling around with it, you know, your team's going to see that too. Your team needs to see that you have goals too, and they're going to run with you. I promise you that. All right, Keto Cash. That's awesome. I will say right now, I've never done the Keto Cash. I just keep giving stuff away, and I don't know why I do that. I'm going to stop doing that because I know Leanne's making money doing it. I know who else. A lot of other people are telling me they're doing that too. I just give them away. I shouldn't be doing that. I give them away mostly to like my customers and stuff. But yeah, giving away samples is huge to potentials, customers, potential distributors. And every single person is a potential. But don't be upset. I know I was chatting with a lady earlier. Don't be upset if your friends don't support you right away, okay? They want to see if you're serious. You know, thank you, Cara. Like, again, you guys do things that people who are successful that are doing. You know, I'm not saying I'm always right about things. I'm not. But I do sign distributors up. I do sign customers up. You know, I think I kind of know what I'm doing. And I believe in myself. I'm confident, but I'm not perfect. Like, I have my days where I'm like, oh my gosh, like, you know, I'm stressed out. I'm just a normal person, right? So, but you have to believe in you and your team in order for your team to believe too. So when you're running, your team's going to run with you, you know, and I really liked everything that Nahani said, that Robin said, that Cindy said. You know, like, you know, it's so important. Like, ask your customers, you know, these $20 codes, you guys, are huge. I'm actually going to put up a contest with the 20. Every single person, honestly, could sign up 2 to 3 distributors this month. But you don't just wait around for people. Like, you have to ask people. Don't just put up a post up on Facebook and say, oh, nobody's interested. Oh, I'll post again in a week about it. No, like, you can't do that, right? You have to talk about it every single day. People join people who know where they're going. If you're talking about the opportunity or your why or the business, like, once a week, well, like, that's not good enough. It's not. You have to do it every single day. People need to keep seeing it. People need to have 7 to 14 interactions until they really, really notice. You have to be bold with this business. Like, I will tell you, all the top leaders that I know, They are all bold people. They all know what they want and they get it, you know, and that you have to have a little bit of red in you. It doesn't matter what your color is, but that red, being that driven person that is motivated, that, you know, wants to make an income, you know, it's super important. I was even chatting with Denise last night about some stuff, and, you know, I was telling her my plans about the new year and everything, and she's like, oh, your team's amazing. Like, you guys are going to go Black Diamond and all this stuff. So having her believe in us, and when we are so far down on her team, like, you know, like she gets the volume, but it doesn't really affect her, like, you know, as a whole. So I want you guys to know that this business, like Robin said, 80% of it is belief, but you have to ask people, you have to talk to people, you have to put yourself out there. You have to get out of your comfort zone. You have to. You can't just put up a post on Facebook and expect to get all these customers and distributors. You really, you know, yes, there will always be supportive and unsupportive people around, always. And honestly, I had to get rid of some of my friends when I joined this business because they were just Debbie Downers going nowhere in life. And I wanted to surround myself around people who were where I wanted to go, were making the income that I wanted to make, you know. And it's not selfish. It's wanting a better life and future for your family, because we were not in a good place. So if you support yourself, if you surround yourself around friends who are Debbie Downers and have no money and complain about everything, and on Facebook it's all this crap, like, get away from that. I delete people. Like Cindy said, I get rid of people on my Facebook that are just negative because I'm at my 5,000 max. You guys, add new people every single day. When I met Carol Ann, you guys, I followed up with her for a year. I invite, like, you guys have to invite people to the parties too. Like, I've been doing parties since day one, online parties. I see so many of us do online parties, and then no one invites anyone. Just even if you have 2 potentials, put them on the party. Take the time, invite people, ask people, because if you just put up a post on Facebook and maybe no one really sees it, and then you get down about it, and then you don't ask people again for like a month, right? So, you know, you have to take the time and that initiative and do it, right? So, sorry, I'm just reading what you said, Audrey. Another big thing, you guys, is people's issue with MLM and they turn away and don't want to join at that point. What do you mean, Rebecca? No, people just sometimes don't know what they don't know. You know, it's not our job to convince people. It's our job to share with people and show people. But don't think that way. You know, Audrey, Rebecca, don't think that way. Because if I think that the products are expensive and I think I can't sign up distributors, I think the customers aren't going to, you know, like it, then it's the law of attraction, right? So, you know that you have the best opportunity around. You have the best products. You need to make money, right? Yeah, I love Facebook. Good for you. 4 potential LCs. Honestly, that's amazing.
Tanis, can I just add something quickly?
Yeah.
I was in a Facebook group yesterday, I think, and somebody asked, what do you say when people are like, oh, it's a pyramid scheme? And Denise actually commented and said, actually, I'm a business owner, I'm part of a business, or I own a business. Have you ever thought about being a business owner? And she said that's the way she talks to people when they originally say to her, well, it's part of a pyramid scheme. That's how she responds to them. And then people kind of change their mind.
That's good. Yeah. Like, yeah. And it's so true because, like, a lot of people just don't know, right? Like, honestly, I was super skeptical of stuff like this. And I tell people potentials like, oh, you know, I didn't know what this was all about, you know, but people will come to the point where when they see you keep talking about it and they keep seeing it and they see how excited you are and the potential. I do talk a lot about the income and the potential, because if people thought I was a top earner and I made $200 a month, well, they might not be interested, right? So I talk about the income because that's what got me. That's what got me. So if you guys want runners in your business and if you want red personalities who want more, I will tell you, talk about the income. Tell people where you're going. You don't need to lie and say, oh, I make, you know, $100,000 a month and I'm so great and so special. Like, not like that, but say I'm looking for my next diamond. A diamond makes an average of plus bonuses, and you're going to catch people's eye, but you need to talk about it because people just don't know what they don't know. And it's the same thing when it comes to pyramid schemes. When people say that to me, I like that, what you said, Joanna. When people ask me like, oh, is this a pyramid scheme? I just laugh. I'm like, oh, I'm like, do you even know what a pyramid scheme is? I'm just like, no, like, and then I just talk a little bit about it. But Rebecca, you know, honestly, like, it's all how you talk to people, you know, saying that they have to get people to join under them and they say, no. You know, and honestly, Rebecca, I'll message you after. I will say one thing, you guys, it's learning what to say to people, talking to people, being confident. You know, if someone, I will never try and chase someone and force someone to join my business. I want quality over quantity. Like, if I had 30 people who wanted to join tomorrow and they really didn't care, I'd rather sign up 2 people that really cared and wanted to work this. It's absolutely how you present the opportunity. When I get on calls with people, I voice message or I talk to people, I am so confident, and I tell people to jump in with me, and then it's up to them. I always tell them, like, if, you know, this is up to you. I want you to do this with me, and I want you to do this. But, you know, if they don't join right away, I don't take it personally. I really don't, because most of my top people watched me for quite a long time. But you have to give them something to watch, you guys. You know, your posts on Facebook are so important, okay? So take the time. I saw a leader write, if you're going to be lazy with your posts, you're going to have a lazy business, right? So, exactly. But you never know who's going to work, and you never know who's going to be a rock star, and you never know who's going to, you know, do nothing, right? So does anyone have any last minute questions? Oh, I have to go through my people like all the time. I have to go through my people all the time because I'm always at my max 5,000. You know what? I'm like Chelsea, and I know I never, ever, ever, I think everyone's always a potential. Someone might join as a customer or distributor who watched me 3 years ago. Like, that was Leanne, you guys. And Leanne's, you know, running for Diamond this month, and it's her 2nd month. So sometimes people just aren't ready. Maybe they're going through something. Maybe they hit rock bottom. I watched someone for a year, and it was when I hit rock bottom and our debt was so bad, and I was like, okay, I need to do something now, right? So you use your why. Like, if you're struggling and you need to make money, you need to run with that. That was me. So I had a packed calendar. Like, I had to make things happen. I did one-on-ones. I did online parties. I grew my network. I was talking to people. Like, you have to talk to people. No, you have to delete people on Facebook, if that's what you're talking about. You have to delete people on Facebook, not just unfollow, because you'll still have them as a friend. And I'm at like 4,990, I think, because I had to clean out some people. But everyone is always a potential, but you have to be confident. You have to tell people where you're going, and people will join you. They will. But you have, like, honestly, you guys, the steps to success, and your team needs to see that you're bringing in distributors and customers too. Who does hosted posts? I know a lot of you guys love hosted posts. I do it. I should do it more. I always sign up customers and distributors. Is it working for you? This month is dry for you? What do you mean? Because you're saying it's dry. Don't say that. Oh, with host to post. But how many people do you have on Facebook, Catherine? You're welcome, Rebecca. Thank you. Honestly, that does happen sometimes. The same people who want free stuff, that happens. But remember, when you're doing host to posts, you're getting more networks, right? 800 times. Okay, you just got to grow your network. Honestly, you guys, get yourself to at least 2,000 people. You know, like 800 is fine, but you know, like you guys, I'll say, and this person isn't on here right now, but there's a person who joined a few months ago, and they have 100 people on Facebook, and I keep saying that they need to grow their network, and I always keep looking at the friends list, and it's still at 100, so that's okay. But it's not going to happen for that person, right? They need to grow their network. Yeah, so you guys really take advantage. I will tell you, Vicki, you probably know what I'm talking about. I'm not talking about this person, but I'm just saying there's a lot of people, you guys, who are not coachable and they don't take any advice, so you can't help those people. Does anyone have any other questions? Otherwise, I'll call it a night because I know, it's been over an hour. And I thank you guys all for being on tonight. But honestly, you guys, if you've been wanting to get a promotion, it just hasn't happened, like, you can make it happen, but you just have to, get your timing together. You have to realize what you need. Don't keep doing the same thing every single month if it's not working or getting you to your goals. Help your team reach their goals. Bring in new distributors. Bring in new blood. And, you're going to have promotions happen. What do you do when a GT isn't responding to you? Are they already a distributor? Audrey, are they already a distributor? Because I have people who sign up and don't respond to me. So that happens to all of us. I want you to know that. That's okay. Maybe they're just going through something. You guys, I have people who join and they take off in their first month, and then I have people who join and they never respond to me, right? So it's okay. It happens to all of us. I don't really ever understand it. I always think, why do people join a business if they're not going to do it? But that's okay. I honestly never. I like when you call me ma'am. Ma'am. I'm a ma'am. I guess when you hit over 35, you're a ma'am. Does anyone have any last minute questions that you want to ask? Cindy, I'm going to call you ma'am. But yeah. And if you guys ever want, if you want to ask me what letter you are, I will tell you. Because I think I know pretty much everyone really well. I know I'm an A. I've been an A. I'm driven. I know what I want. And I had to change my family's life. If you're a B, that's okay. You can always get to an A. If you're a C, you got to get over your shit and you got to push and get to that B and A. Because anyone can do this. I've seen girls completely. There was a girl who was at Ruby for a long time and now she's a triple diamond. So don't think that because you're not where you want to be that you need to go slash the rest of your tires, so to speak, right? Anyone can get there. Audrey, what letter are you? I think you're like a BA. Catherine, you're a B. Trudy, you're a B. Cindy, you're a Cindy, lately you're an A, but before I thought B. Jen, yeah, you're gonna get there. And again, I'm not saying this as anything bad, right? But it's good to know your own BS, right? I know I'm lazy sometimes too. Take your B. Cindy, you were a B, but now you're going to an A. Rebecca, do you share your story and why you joined? Because that's super important. I share every single day, opportunity posts. You have to talk about it every single day. Okay, I'm going to let you guys go. I mean, those who want to still stay on and talk, I'll stay on for another 15 minutes, but I know a lot of you guys want to go. But if anyone has any more questions, honestly, you guys, every single morning I get up, I post on Facebook right away. If you are not consistent, people will not take you seriously. If you're trying to get customers, but you're not posting anything about the products, you're not talking to people, well, you're not going to sign up customers, right? If you are talking about the business and you are, reaching out to people and you are hustling and you are hungry, you will sign up distributors. Bye, Cindy. Thank you. But like, if you have not been signing up customers and distributors, change what you're doing. Because don't keep doing the same thing if it's not working. Yes, Catherine, what's your question? Bye, Joanna. What do you think of the ones who have technology slowing them down? What do you mean? Sorry, I don't know what you mean, Nancy. Like some people just not good at social media, you mean? I have people who always bug me. you have team planning to work on the post, have a product each day that we do together. Is that a good idea? What do you mean, a product that you post every day? You can talk if you want. Honestly, I never tell people what they should post every day. I want them to just do what they want to do.
Okay, so, sorry. So here's my question. The newbies on my team, they're just kind of having a hard time, I guess, with like the product information, and I'm a green personality, so I kind of investigate the products a little bit more. So is it a bad idea? We don't share the same friends, and of course we wouldn't post the same description, but we'd use the same product and just share information about it, and then all of us would kind of post about the same product each day. Is that a bad idea?
That's okay. I would change up wording because you want to get your team learning what they should be doing. But if you want to do the same product every single day, I always recommend sticking to like a few products every single week. Like I've been talking lots about keto coffee, cleanse, hair, skin, nails. Those have been my main things. Like
we're all doing this. Okay, like for instance, say you and I are on a team and you're new and you're not sure about it. So you and I both post about hair, skin, and nails, not the same description on the post, but just a way for us to say, okay, we're going to post about hair, skin, and nails today. Here's what the product does. Is that good?
I think that's good. Yeah, why not? That's good. Hey, anything that will help your team, you know?
Having a hard time getting on and making posts. I don't know what to post about. So I said, okay, let's all do the same product.
They can go on the Diamonds AA page too. I literally have probably like 80 Facebook stories they can literally just copy and save and put them on their Facebook and Instagram.
That's a step to make them yeah.
And they're good. They're pretty and they're good. Yeah. And I collect them and I put them on there, you know? So that's one thing that, you know, the post, there's tons of photos on there. Another thing, you guys, big thing I don't recommend, do not go on Pinterest and get photos of it works that are like the green and the black. Have you tried it? Join my team. Those posts, like they're just not good quality posts. I hate those too. But a lot of people just don't know that, right? So I will say that sometimes to my girls who do that. I reached out to one of my new girls yesterday, and I wasn't saying it to be mean, but I always just want to, you know, give her a little constructive criticism. You know, I look at my old posts that pop up from like years ago and I'm like, oh my gosh, like what did I post? Oh, so bad. But I just didn't know, and I had no upline to help me. So that's okay, Rebecca. Yeah, so whatever works for you and your team, Catherine, honestly, it's just good to get your team, of course, posting and connecting, doing online parties, everybody working together. Make sure that people know what they need to get to their promotions. You know, 2 distributors underneath them, executive. To go Ruby, it's an executive and 2 other people, like Ruby, right? So, and then you guys, when all those little promotions happen underneath you, that's how the bigger promotions happen, right? So it's super important that your team knows that. Like, don't just expect them to know. If you are their leader, you need to show them, right? So that's okay. You're new and, you know, you hit your first promotion really quick. And you know what? A lot of people don't. You're welcome. All right, you guys. Does anyone have any last minute questions? I keep saying that. But the biggest thing, you guys, is you need to make your business a priority, and then the income's going to happen. If you don't make it a priority, the income's not going to happen. So, and if you're on a team, don't wait around for a certain distributor, or, you know what I mean? If someone's not working on your team, sign someone else up who wants to work with you. So don't wait on people for promotions is what I'm saying. You know, I've done that before. I'm not doing it anymore. Don't try and wake the dead, so to speak. Don't try and force people to work who just might never get it. It's okay. It's okay to walk with them, but you want to get people who are going to run with you, right? Who are really needed this too, and they're going to run with you and they need this too, right? So thanks so much for being on tonight, you guys. And you know what? Really, really look at yourself. Look at your social media. Are you at your goals yet? If you're not, it's just things that you're not doing, you know? Yes, Catherine, you have a great team. You know, like just take a look at what you're doing. Are you consistent every single day? Because if you're not consistent, I reached out to someone on one of the girls' teams and she says she really needs this. Well, she's posted once in like a month, so I'm like, okay, right? So you can't force people to post. You can't force people to get on a Zoom. You can't force people, you got to do more if you want more. If you want to make $10,000 a month and be a triple diamond, there's double diamonds on the team who have made $10,000 a month. Anyone can do it, but you just need to be intentional about it, right? So, and we're all here for you. The team pages, the chats, please use the team page more to ask questions and don't just keep messaging and, try and find out questions on your own too. That's really becoming a leader when you can find things out on your own too. But just take a look at yourself. Like, are you doing things that you need to be doing? I could have gone ambassador a year ago. I wasn't ready. My team wasn't ready. I had life happen and I got comfortable. I was really happy. I was making ambassador diamond paychecks. I wasn't hustling. My team wasn't really full on ready to go, so it's a big jump from presidential to ambassador, right? But if you are executive or ruby, want to go emerald, diamond, double, triple, anyone can do it. I will tell you right now that any single person can do this business. I see girls on the team who do this business, and I see girls who I think, should have been places by now, and maybe they're not there yet, and that's okay. Would it be okay to let your team know, hey, I just promoted? Yeah, you got to work with your team. That's the biggest thing, is it's being connected, having that communication. I know a lot of my leaders are really connected to their team, but don't just answer their questions, really help them, really show them. And no, it's not your job. You're not their manager. You're not their boss, right? But within their first 2 months, you're there for them. And then after that, they need to kind of spread their wings. Yes. And Nahani, you're really good at that. Speak life into your team and cast vision for them. Nahani, you are so good at that. I feel like going in and posting something on Nahani's group chat, and she's already done it. So I'm like, okay, you're good. You know what I mean? Let your team flourish. Let them, there's other girls who I just don't need to be involved with anything because they know what they do. Lead by example, step up. But, it's the steps to success every single month, you guys. Make that a priority, signing up distributors, signing up customers. Every single person can sign up 3 distributors and 4 customers. Don't say that you can't do it because then you won't. If you haven't done it yet, that's okay. You can change that. What would be a good follow-up with someone that say they want info for TT and haven't responded yet but seen the message? I would just say, hey, girl, are you doing this with me? That's what I would say. I straight up am bold with people. I would send them a voice message and say, hey, girl, I know you were interested, or, are you ready? Or did you want to chat? Yes, be the person on the team you would want to sign as a rock star. Really look at yourself. Are you a rock star? Are you running with your business? Because you're going to attract that. I sign up some people all the time, you guys, who aren't runners. And then I sign up people that I'm so excited about, right? So not everyone's going to run right away, and that's okay. Maybe they have stuff going on. Maybe they have a job. Maybe they have going through some terrible time, and that's okay. I never, ever give up on people, but you have student potentials. Honestly, I just voice message people all the time, or I send them a message of hey, girl, you ever thought about doing this with me? I think you'd be amazing. I would love to share more with you. Super short and sweet. If you send them a paragraph this long, they're going to run so fast, okay? I used to do that in the beginning. I used to seriously write a whole paragraph to people. I would email people. I would literally stalk people. I just didn't know what I was doing. You guys, because don't do that. You're people's friend, okay? You want to be kind. You want to, yeah, Chelsea did tell you to stop it. But Chelsea did that too until I yelled at her because she just didn't know. And I love Chelsea, but you guys, Chelsea was another one who I thought would come in right away, and she shares this too, so it's okay. I thought she would come in right away and just start running, and she was, but, I was the one that was helping her you know, get distributors right away and, you know, helping her because I had been doing it longer, right? And then when she got the hang of it, it was like a light bulb went off, and then boom, she went diamond. And then I think a few months later, she went double, right? So she understood, right, what she needed to do. So, and I went diamond really quick, you guys, and I had no idea what I was doing. I had my diamond chart out in front of me, and I was like, okay, I need to make this money. And I know a lot of you guys need to make that money too. So if you want to go diamond, you can. Get your diamond chart out and just fill it and help those people. And remember, it's not you that has to sign up all those people. Help Sally sign up 2 people. Help Joey sign up a few people. Imagine if every single person on your team signed up 2 people. You would go ruby, then you would go emerald, then you would go diamond. It's all duplicatable, right? But you don't have to make it so, like Catherine, I know you're a green, right? But not everyone's a green, right? There's girls on my team who are blues and reds and yellows, and you know, they're not going to understand a green person. They just don't, right? So just make sure that you're working with people and you know their color, right? You know, we're nobody's boss or manager. Help them with what they want to do and how they run their business. I'll never tell Jen or Cara or Steph or Rebecca or any of you guys how you should be running your business. All I say is to take advice and show up and find what works for you. Yeah, it's totally great to be green. Carol Ann's a green, and she's on fire, right? But I followed up with her for a year. I invited her to parties. I sent her samples. And she told me she watched me every single day. And she told me the reason she joined me is because I never gave up asking her. She kept seeing my story and my opportunity. And when she was ready and she like basically was sick and tired of how her job was, that's when she joined. So if people aren't joining right away, it's because they're just not ready. But you have to give them something to want to join, right? So, yeah, you do have to know everything. Catherine and I had like a 3-hour phone conversation one day. Oh, boy. Okay, I love you guys, and I hope you guys have a great night. I didn't want to stay on too long, but I appreciate you guys. Thank you so much for being on. And I just want you guys to know that every single Catherine, you guys, Catherine will message me at like 2 in the morning and she'll be like, hey, do you want to chat? And I'm like, it's 2 in the morning. But that's okay. I love you. It's okay. Okay, guys, hope you had a great night. I thought that was a really great Zoom learning from everyone. And everybody works their business differently. But it's signing up customers, signing up distributors. I'm going to post up a contest just with the $20 codes. If you don't have a code, most likely your upline leader will help you with codes because they want you to sign up distributors, okay? So if you're not going to conference, which you really should, but that's up to you. You guys, I couldn't afford to go to conference, but I went and it changed my entire life. So, but again, I'm not saying everyone has different, you know, situations. So that's none of my business, right? So, but yeah, ask for codes from your upline. You know, they might not give them to you, but you can ask. I'm gonna post like your direct upline, okay? Like if you know, like if it's like your diamond leader or the person above you who you know is going to conference and they want you to promote, so they want to help you with codes. Like if you're way somewhere on my team, don't come asking me for a code. But it depends. I will help with people with codes. Be selective. I will only give codes to people who are running too. I will not give someone a code who's not consistent, isn't doing anything. I will not. So, okay, I love you guys. Thanks so much for being on. That was a fun Zoom. Thanks to the ladies who were on. I appreciate you. And I just want you guys to know that anyone can do this. You're worthy. Think about your family. Think about your why. You know, if you need to pay off debt, make money, leave your job, leave a situation, you can do it. But it's going to just require, you know, you putting in the effort, and you can all do it. Okay, love you guys. Bye.